We're at the Poultry Production and Health Seminar in Memphis, Tennessee, talking with Dr. Larry Cole. Dr. Cole has been a lead instructor for U.S. Poultry and Egg Association's Corporate Relations seminars for many years. He's written many books, and he just gave a talk today about grower and company relations. Dr. Cole, how can the industry, how can the growers, the companies maximize their relationships and working together?
Gary, that's a good question. It all starts with the company's values, the company's vision. What does that integrator, how do they perceive that working relationship? Do they see it as a cooperative teamwork relationship, or do they see it as us versus them? All right, that's critical. It's how they believe, and then everything is going to should cascade throughout the organization based on those values and that vision.
Well, are integrators, companies, poultry companies using quantitative feedback from growers to help them in that struggle?
That's a good question. You know, growers obviously receive a lot of feedback from the integrator in terms of how well they're performing, all right, on a daily basis or some frequent basis. Most integrators, when we were actually working in several integrators, we actually started a process where we had growers rating the complex and getting feedback from the grower in terms of how well the certain elements of the complex are working together in order to improve the working relationships with the growers. Need that feedback. It's critical to get that feedback. If we don't have feedback, we don't know how well we're doing. You know, we can judge some that we've got some growers who are making money and some are not. All right. We also know the difference between those growers are which one are really paying attention to the details. We know that. All right. But we don't have the information back from the grower in terms of how well am I really helping that grower to get where that grower wants to go.
Well, maybe this is an unfair question because you didn't cover it in your talk today, but what do you observe about the industry's development of relationships in the past years? You've covered this area many years. What have you observed any progress, or how has it developed?
That's a good question too. You know, some companies are making more progress than others with it. They're becoming more aware that it is a cooperative relationship in order for both parties to be successful. And we really want the growers to be successful because we're without the growers, what do we have? All right. You know, another component of that is if we look across the industry, we see some growers who have excellent grower relationships that are working hard to improve grower relationships. We've got some that are not doing a very good job. Those that are not doing a very good job, they hurt the industry because we're not just there for our integrator. We're there for the industry. We're trying to help promote the industry.
Well, if there is one key thought or just one selected thought that you could offer this morning that you think would be valuable, maybe it's just a pinpoint thought, but what would it be? I know you talked about the value of individuals in the organization looking outside themselves and trying to serve others to become successful themselves. I think that was one of the points that you made this morning.
Correct. If there was one, it's going to be a multifaceted answer. But in this one, the integrator, and if it doesn't occur at the integrator level, at least the complex level, they can really make a decision that this is a partnership and that we're only as successful when both parties are successful. All right, and then cascading that throughout the organization. Because what that also requires in order for that to happen is, as a supervisor inside of an organization, I have to help my people not only integrate that into their day-to-day activities, but I also have to teach them how to do that. So you got several answers to that question.
Well, I'm glad I got that value out of it. Teaching is really an important part of the job of the organization, is it not?
Absolutely. What's going on in the room right now? They're teaching some stuff about the technical side of the grower, about the technical side of that working relationship, and helping the grower to do a better job with some of the bedding. Well, they're in the people business. We need to also be addressing what can we help each other to do a better job, because it's all about working relationships. We need to do, I'm not completely objective, but I think we need to do more work on helping people to do the people side of the business as well.
Thank you, Dr. Cole.